What is going on out there, peeps? Good Lord, the news just keeps getting more and more interesting every day, or I should say every moment. Let's get back into Vietnam because some news came out that's kind of interesting. Before we get into that, you guys know if you think about buying gold and silver, give a consideration to our friends over at Money Metals Exchange. The link is down below in the description. If you're a first-time buyer and you spend more than $100, use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and you will get a free half ounce of silver. And we'll take free whenever we can get it. For those of you looking for my address, there it is. And you guys know I got the other website over here. There's all kinds of great, I'm telling you, videos on there that people are interested in knowing about that you cannot play on this particular platform here, but I can do it over here. You can see right here, this is important because you got to listen to what these people are saying here. These people are being silenced. Also, here's what's going on here, the updates, and all the other things being spoken about. Very, very interesting. You got this over here, too. A lot of you guys asked me to put that up, and that's really important to hear. This one, too. Look at, a lot of you know about this. All right? So come on over. I just want to point them out because people requested them. I asked for permission. I got permission. They are up there for you to see. What I'm noticing is that a lot of these people are being removed. There's, people are going like, oh, go to BitChute, go to this, go to that, which, fine and dandy. But here's a problem. Now, even videos are being removed off those platforms. I'm not even kidding you. Whatever's going on, it's big. And it has a reach to every platform. There's one platform, I think they call themselves FreeTube or something like that. Even their videos are being removed. So I have no idea what the hell is going on. But that's what our platform is not going to do, is remove videos. Okay? Shout out to George real quick because it was him that brought this to my attention, the article. Before we get into it, though, you guys know on Facebook, I have a Facebook group called Pimpy's Investment Chat. It's the same name as the YouTube channel. So come on over here and join us. There's a link for us down in the description below. Over here, we do talk about gold, silver, cryptocurrencies, as well as foreign currency investments. So feel free to come over here and join us. Now, I was just talking about this the other day. As we were going through information on the Iraqi dinar, I thought this was interesting. That there is more than one company or one country doing this. Look at this. Government rolls out interest-free loans for companies to pay salaries. Remember in Iraq, they were doing interest-free loans as well. So very interesting that multiple countries seem to be doing the same thing. I think in Europe, there's a couple of them going on. So I think my guess is that they're just trying to keep businesses afloat until they can get in better position to really just push us into this agenda, whatever it is. But again, the fact that they're giving out interest-free, either they're trying desperately to hold on to the fiat, seriously, or they're not ready to do whatever it is they planned it. Because they seem to be trying to figure out a way to keep things afloat or stall for whatever reason. So here we go. It says the Vietnam Bank for Social Policies has begun accepting applications from businesses for interest-free loans to fund furlough and salary payments. Its deputy director. So, there's a lot of countries around all over starting to go into another lockdown phase. So this might be them, again, trying to prop them up, keep businesses going, the ones that are necessary for as long as they can. The loans are part of the government's latest relief package worth $1.13 billion for supporting workers and employers struggling to cope with the Rona. So around 7.5 trillion, that's the Vietnamese dollars, will be used for interest-free loans for businesses to pay salaries. Okay, good. That's good. As long as you can keep all businesses open. But for the most part, Vietnam has come out of this pretty unscathed. They had another record first half of this year, but last year they were ripping crap up. I mean, tearing it up good in a good way. I mean, they had the second best economy, I think it was. So yeah, it's looking pretty good. So interest-free loans, whatever's going on, this is now happening in more than one country. So now let's get to the good stuff. U.S. Vietnam reach agreement on currency after dispute. Remember, Vietnam has been caught several times manipulating the currencies, and they was on Trump's hit list, if you get my drift. His caca list is, I guess, way to put it. And had he been in office, he would have put the squeeze down on these guys. I really believe it. I thought they were going to go ahead and test Biden, and sure enough they did, but they've come to the conclusion. See, the thing is, Vietnam is doing so good. The last thing they need is to piss somebody off, especially the United States, and get stuck on their crap list. So even with Biden in there, I don't think they're pushing the. I don't think they're going to push it anymore. So here it says the U.S. and Vietnam introduced of reaching an agreement on Forex coverage. Months after former President Trump administration has labeled Hanoi as a Forex manipulator, the announcement was made in a joint assertion of the U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen and the state financial institution of Vietnam's governance, Mr. Nguyen, Mr. Hung. How about that? After their digital assembly on Monday, studies blank information company. So Yellen and the financial governor over there had a chat. And I guess this is what they came up with. Anyways, it says the assertion mentioned in the two sides have had constructive discussions in current months via the improvement agreement course of and reached settlement to handle the Treasury's issues about Vietnam's Forex policies. Let me get it out here because I'm going to read it. See, when they translate it over into English, it's, I'm reading it as I see it, so it's kind of funny. I consider the state of financial institution of Vietnam's consideration to those points over time, not solely with handle Treasury issues, but in addition will assist the additional growth of Vietnam's monetary market and improve its macroeconomics and monetary resilience. So they have been manipulating the markets to really help themselves out. But the funny thing is, I don't know why they needed to do that. There's already a ton of companies moving over there in the first place. So for those of you who don't know, if they manipulate the currencies, and what they were doing is manipulate it down, they were devaluing the currency so that labor cost is cheap there. So everybody came over to have manufacturing done over in Vietnam. Once Trump got into a trade war with China, a lot of companies moved over here. So if the salaries are cheaper to have things manufactured here, a lot of our big companies go overseas to get the cheaper labor. Then they have the audacity to ship it over here to the United States and sell it for a huge profit. Well, if you can get away with it, seriously. Hung, for her half, mentioned that the state financial institution of Vietnam will proceed to handle trade price coverage inside its normal financial coverage framework to safeguard the correct functioning of the financial and overseas trade market, to advertise macroeconomic stability, and to regulate inflation, to not create an unfair, aggressive benefit in worldwide commerce. So this translation here is driving me insane. There is another article that's similar. Let's get over to it. Here it is. So you can see, look at Vietnam tells U.S. it won't weaken currency to boost exports. So it says Vietnam has pledged to chorus from weakening its foreign currency or foreign money to present its exports. What did I say again? Vietnam has pledged to chorus from weakening its foreign money to present its exports an unfair benefit because it seeks to ease tensions over the widening commerce support or surplus with the U.S. So what's happening is the trade deficit between the U.S. and Vietnam, when it gets really wide, then that's part of the criteria that they look for as far as manipulating the currency goes. Remember, it's got to stay within a percentage so that no one country has advantage over another. So the Trump administration final year labeled Vietnam's currency manipulator and threatened to impose sweeping tariffs on imports from Vietnam. The Biden administration reversed the manipulator designation in April. I remember that, saying it discovered inadequate proof that the nation was manipulating its foreign money. What do you mean? Your own person said it was manipulated. So that's full of crap. Anyways, it still works out in our benefit. However, it hasn't be accomplished the method that might result in the imposition of tariff. So, what did Biden do? So he removed the label of currency manipulator from Vietnam, and it might have worked out to our benefit because now they're so. If they had no, here's my thing about this article. What it says, it said Trump removed the currency manipulator designation because they found no evidence of currency manipulation. But then here it says that they came into agreement that Vietnam would no longer manipulate the currency. Does anybody else catch that? I thought there was no evidence of currency manipulation, but then you're saying you come to agreement about them manipulating their currency. Yeah. So anyways, U.S. coverage markets and the enterprise neighborhood have elevated their concentrates on Vietnam because the nation has risen. It's simply in the previous decade. I can't read it the way it's translated. So it went from minor buying to selling association and number 6 supply of the U.S. importing, trailing solely China, Mexico, Canada, Japan, and Germany. So yeah, Vietnam is now more on the international scene, and as well as Iraq, they're going through, we know this, the World Trade Organization, and both countries are supposed to have had their ascension through the ranks expedited. So I don't know what happened, but apparently they're still going through it. Vietnam has changed into a serious supplier with furnishing, seafood, computer systems, electronics, attire, and footwear for the U.S. So yeah, we're one of your largest consumers. So we have that kind of power over them. But anyways, what it comes down to is simply this. They have come up with an agreement, and what they're saying in here is they're going to allow the currency, is what they're claiming now, to flow with the market. I find that hard to believe. It says Vietnam's central financial institution has agreed to permit the Vietnam Dong to maneuver in step with the state of improvement of the monetary and foreign exchange markets and financial fundamentals. And keeping with this assertion, Vietnam pledged to not decrease its alternate price to present its exports an aggressive benefit. This ought to be interesting. Because they seem to imply that they're going to let the currency go to its true market value. Now, this is going to be interesting. This would be something. Okay, so I told you guys, as far as an RI, an RV, or whatever it is with Vietnam, this is different. I don't know about no RI or RV, but there's no doubt that we can keep an eye on their economy, and everything that they're doing over there in Vietnam does nothing but strengthen their currency. The reason why it's not stronger is because they manipulate it. So Trump was in office, and we felt pretty good that he'd lower the boom on him, and he was in the process of doing that. Whatever happened anyways, so Biden claimed that he removed the currency manipulator label off these guys because he found no evidence, only to fast forward all the way to July of 2021, and Yellen and Vietnam have come up with agreement that Vietnam would not manipulate their currencies anymore, and that it says in here will allow it to flow at the normal exchange rate. You see right here, reporting on its actions within the foreign exchange market. So again, I mean, even if there's no RI or no RV, this would be a pretty big jump in value for the Vietnam dollar, the Vietnamese dong. I'm curious to see where this really goes. So I had to read it like several times to make sure that I wasn't misreading it. It looks to me like they're claiming they're going to go ahead and let the foreign exchange market be the determiner of its value. The Trump Treasury Division in December mentioned Vietnam had intervened in the foreign exchange markets in a persistent one-sided method, and had additionally sought to realize unfair, aggressive benefits with worldwide commerce by its exchange rate emission. Okay. It said, however, mentioned it could proceed discussions with Vietnam officers on their financial and foreign money insurance policies. Yeah, so there you go. There's a couple articles. I'll leave the links for both these in here so you guys can come check them out. But, they're promising not to manipulate their currencies anymore, nor the price of their exported goods, and to let the foreign exchange market determine the rate. This is going to be very, very interesting. Anyways, that's it, you guys. Sorry about that. I try to read it as it's written, and you can come back and read it yourself and see that indeed it's the words they use are it's not translated properly. Look at this. Vietnam has pledged to course from weakening its foreign money. Okay. Anyways, that's it. That looks like good news. I like it. I like it a lot. So we're going to see. Well, but the thing is, it didn't say when this is supposed to start happening. That's what I don't see in here. When? When is this going to start happening? Is it happening now? What are we looking for? So I'm going to keep an eye closer on the Vietnam Dong exchange rate and see if we notice anything really happening. So that's it for now. You guys hit the thumbs up button. Looks like something might finally be happening over in Vietnam that we might benefit from. So let's cross our fingers and hope so. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I surely do appreciate it. And I'll catch you later. I'm out.